It's Friday the 5th of March and here we are with Clown World News. No jab, no go. Let's do it. So it seems to me like the governments of the world are trying to make every crazy conspiracy theory that's been voiced over the last year or so come true. And the latest one to do that is the vaccine passport, which, I mean, people said, oh, that's never going to happen. That's not going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. Nobody will force anybody to have that. Well, yeah, it's true. I'm sure nobody is going to force you to have that. But if you want to take part in society, if you want to go to a restaurant, if you want to go and have a beer in a pub or wherever you have your beers, if you want to mingle outside with people or inside with people, you are going to have this vaccine, whether you like it or not. That's pretty much the size of it. That's definitely what's coming. If you can't see that that's coming, open your eyes. It's clearly coming. It's been coming for a long time. I've been saying this for months. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to say I came up with this idea or anything like that, because lots of people are saying the same thing. But I've been saying this since whenever I started this channel. Vaccine passports will come. They will come into force. Well, not into force. Force is the wrong word, because the government will never ever make it mandatory for you to have it, because that would be like attacking people's rights and stuff like that. You know, under the Human Rights Act and things, you're not allowed to discriminate against people for not taking a vaccine, for example. So the government will never ever make this 100% mandatory, but it'll become mandatory in all but law. So coming up, if you want to go on holiday, you're going to have to be vaccinated. You're going to have proof of the vaccination. My thoughts on the vaccine are, well, you can't voice your thoughts on the vaccine because this is YouTube, unless you're saying it's the best thing that's ever been invented, the greatest invention of mankind, which I'm certainly not saying. Anyway, my thoughts on the vaccine are the opposite of that, but that's my personal opinion on the matter. It's COVID-19, the average age of death is higher than life expectancy in the UK. It's just mental. Cases are dropping down. The R rate now is at around 0.6. We were told if the R rate goes below 1, then they'd be lifting restrictions. Now they are talking about restrictions being lifted slowly but surely. Like, schools are back on Monday here. I'm not sure if I think it's the same in the whole of the UK. Schools back on Monday, but they certainly are here, which is a fair move. But as mentioned previously, the kids are still going to have to wear a face mask at school all day. They need to take a test twice a week to make sure they haven't got COVID. But if you refuse the test for your child, then they don't need to be tested and they can attend class anyway. However, if your child is okayed to have tests, like if you give them permission for your child to have COVID testing, right, they are not allowed into the classroom until they've had a positive test. Just bear with that, right? So you have to have a positive test if you've said your child can be tested. However, if you say my child, no, I don't want my child tested, then they are just allowed into the classroom anyway. So what the hell's the point in the whole thing? What's the point in testing it? I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic. Is there logic? I really don't get it. What are your thoughts on that? Hit it in the comments. Let us know. It doesn't make any sense, but here we are. So this is what I was going to talk about today. Sky News. COVID-19. Cyprus to allow vaccinated Britons to holiday in the country without restrictions from the 1st of May. So there you have it. This is Cyprus saying that. This is obviously the first country in Europe to say that Britons can go on holiday there from the 1st of May, as long as they are vaccinated and have proof of vaccination. So it goes on to say, those hoping for a holiday in the sun will need to have had both doses of a vaccine, but will not have to provide a negative test. So you're not going to be tested to go there, but you need to have a little, I don't know how they're going to do it, a passport of some sort, either digital or maybe it's like a vaccine stamp bit of paper or something. I have no idea. I really don't, I don't know. I haven't had the vaccine and I'm not having the vaccine. So I don't know what you're given at the point of being vaccinated, but I'm assuming you're going to have to provide some sort of record to show you've been vaccinated, and then you're going to be allowed on holiday to Cyprus. Craziness. My brother actually lives in Cyprus with his wife and children. And from what he says, I mean, there doesn't even seem to hardly be any COVID in Cyprus in the first place. But the restrictions are pretty strict, or they were. I'm not sure if they still are. But yeah, so this is the first step of this. This is the first step of introducing the vaccine passport, which is not going to be made mandatory. They're not going to make it mandatory from the government, but travel companies, travel insurance providers, other countries, they're all going to say, look, you're welcome to come to our country, but you must show that you're vaccinated. That's where we're going. This is the first step. There's more to come, no doubt. There'll be more draconian measures. It'll be interesting to see where we go from here. But this, pretty much, if you've been switched on, you'll have seen this coming. You'll have known that these passports were coming, or something like this. It was always on the cards, and here we are. Then it's happening. Something interesting though. So this lady, this is BBC News. This lady on BBC News is saying, I'm due to go back to work in schools next week, and I am absolutely scared witless. I mean, so this woman has been watching BBC probably non-stop, believing the bullshit, believing the death rates, believing she's at risk, because this lady has got asthma. And interestingly, the headline from the BBC is UK asthma patients refused vaccine by some GPs. So what happens now? She's never going to be allowed to go on holiday again because she's got asthma and they won't give her the vaccine. So she wants the vaccine and they won't give it to her because she has asthma. Presumably, the GPs have some concerns on how the COVID vaccination will react with her asthma. I'm not sure, or her asthma medication maybe. I really don't know. The article doesn't really say much, other than this lady is due to go back to work in a school next week, and she's scared out of her mind because she thinks she's going to catch COVID and die, which, I mean, she might, but probably she won't. But yeah, anyway, so this is kind of the general. People are frightened. Lots of people are frightened of COVID still, despite the evidence out there, despite the falling infection numbers, the falling death numbers. I mean, even if you take all the figures at face value, you know, if you've died within 28 days of a positive test, you've died with COVID. Even if you believe in those numbers, the numbers are just so low. And there's some good news on disease front. There's not been a single case, not a single case of influenza recorded in the UK this year. So yeah, that's some good news, isn't it? Worth celebrating. It's crazy. So let's move on to this last little story that I quite liked. It's popped up on BBC News as well. And it is from President Bolsonaro in Brazil, like the head of the Brazilian government, if you don't know. So he says, we'll do the headline first. So Bolsonaro tells Brazilians to stop whining as deaths spike. Quote, stop whining. How long are you going to keep crying about it? End quote. So this is kind of, I would say that's the right attitude to have to this. People die all the time. People are dying. Like thousands and thousands of people die in the UK and across the world. I don't know, hundreds of thousands die every day. It's going to happen. It is happening. It's ludicrous, this whole thing, man. So the Brazilian president continued to downplay the threat posed by the virus despite a surge in cases and deaths in the country. But it would be interesting to see Brazil's death rates like previously to this. I don't know how well their record keeping this. I don't know how easy it is to access. Maybe I'll have a look. Maybe, and if I can find it, I'll pop it up somewhere or stick it in the old description, so you can have a look for yourself, see what's going on. These articles I've been talking about, I'll link in the description if you want to read them. Like, there's not actually that much to them, especially not that BBC one, but worth a look. It's interesting to get the BBC's take on things. It's always good to hear from our state broadcaster, our state propaganda service, which is, you know, completely impartial, obviously. So the BBC says they've awarded themselves like the top news organisation that there's ever been. Fantastic service, fantastic provider, totally impartial. Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, so I just want to have a quick look at these little articles here and just have a little update on things, and let's see where I think this is all going. I mean, the vaccine passports I'm sure will be rolled out coming soon. I don't know how many more times I can say it. It won't be an official thing. The government will not say it's now legal requirement that you need to have a vaccine passport. That won't happen. It's just going to be to get to the point where you won't be able to participate properly in society if you haven't got a vaccination passport or a vaccination certificate, or however they're going to do it. You're going to have to prove that you've been vaccinated, proof of vaccination, to take part in society, to go out and do your leisure activities, to go out and mingle with people, to basically like live life like you're meant to do, not like we have been for the last year. We are actually coming up on a 1 year anniversary of this absolute bullshit, this absolute joke of a life we've had. Like, this last year has felt like we've lived through kind of the introduction section of a totalitarian or dystopian kind of movie. Like, if you flashed up some of these headlines that have been going on the last year, this is kind of what they would be putting up in a movie maybe that was heading towards a dystopian future. All of this stuff would have seemed absolutely insane if you'd said 1 year ago today that this is where we're going to be, this is how this last year has gone. Nobody would have believed it. They would have said you were a conspiracy nut, that you were a liar, that you were a tinfoil hat wearing lunatic, that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Still haven't sorted all this mess out in here after we've redecorated the office. So Christ knows what it looks like on this video. Hopefully it's not too bad. I didn't do the old portrait mode like I did last time. That was really crap. So this time I've managed to set my little light setup here and stuff. But anyway, that's it. If you like the video, do like, comment and subscribe. There's more content. I don't have like a regular release schedule, but I do like maybe 3 or 4 videos a month on varying different subjects. It's not always doom and gloom about COVID. I make videos about all sorts of stuff, like have a look through what I've got. It's all there, wherever the hell it is on the screen. There'll be somewhere to click for the rest of the content. But we're still approaching 100 subscribers. I think we're on like 96 or 97 or something. So it'd be great to get to 100. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you later.